Greetings, 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 greetings. Um, Greetings to you all. Today my message is simple. Welcome to the third video of my podcast. So during this week, I'll be dropping videos whenever any topic comes in mind, And people are asking me that I've been dropping bangers over bangers, the podcast. Yes, the reason why I'm doing this is, the topics, I have a notebook that I write down my topics, and the topics are a lot. So if I don't, have this video, if I don't do the topic, all of a sudden because I have a lot of stuff I'm doing personally, I might not have time to, do such videos to help our people. So it's all about passion and love. So today I'm going to talk about African alliances and African military. Now, before I start this, again, I want you guys to understand that I do not take any of you for granted. Those who have been pushing my videos, those who have been sharing my videos, those who have been letting the good news be heard, all I say is, thank you very much. Nia Bonga, Medasi, Imela, Adupe, Asante Sana. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for what you all do. I appreciate. Without you guys who really believe in what I do, everybody needs somebody. Though we all have visions and we all do have goals to make our people get to where they belong, we also need each other. I cannot do it without you, so we are holding each other's hands through this journey. So as usual, I'm going to talk about, this is my favorite subject. In my past account in Facebook, I've been talking about this subject very much. Alliances and military. It's something that I'm very passionate about. And the reason why I talk about this military stuff is, in the US in high school, I joined a program which is military, related program. It's called NJROTC. And for me, I joined the Navy ROTC in high school, and we went for boot camp. And the boot camp experience, that's my first time in boot camp. I have no idea about, military, related stuff, but I would say I came out victorious, and I thank the Most High for everything. I got the most improved cadet, medal. Yeah, I have a picture of it. I have a picture of the most improved cadets. So next time I'm gonna do a separate topic that's gonna have to do about military and what you need to do to have a powerful military. I'll do a whole a podcast about that. So and then in that video I'll show you the my ROTC, the medal I got from bootcamp. I'll show you guys the picture of it. So let's get into the topic. Please make sure that you are less busy before watching this video, because I want you guys to pay attention and take notes. This is not just a topic I'm just talking about. This is a whole lecturing. So please make sure you take notes. So yeah, before that, my mind changed. I wanted to join the US Marine Corps, and all of a sudden, I changed my mind. And the reason why I changed my mind is, for me personally, I came to realize that I don't belong there. And for my goals and, how passionate I'm about African stuff, and many or two, in one or two ways, it won't work, And me, when I believe in something, I'm very passionate about it. And imagine you join the Marine Corps and then you share your ideas, they'll have problem with you. So I don't think it's a wise way to even, go there. But I have nothing against the the Marine Corps and the Navy. Big ups to you all. Thank you very much for your service to the U.S. country. And let us get into the topic here. So, African alliances and African military reform. I've come to realize the African continent have the weak military. And what do I mean by that? Let me take you to the regime of our former president, President Nana Akufo-Addo. Now, the Ghana former president, Nana Akufo-Addo, whilst he was in power, America wanted to build a military base. There was at some point too, British too wanted to have a military base. But I'll tell you that the British was close to being successful, setting up a military base in Kenya. And even, other European, not only America, other Western countries were trying to build military base. And the reason why they build this military base is not just to recruit, to train these young people who want to join the military only. Sorry that I'm exposing this. They coined this that we are helping them to be great soldiers. It comes with benefits. But trust me, this benefits, it comes with the military's interests. And you being an African, and you have opportunity to join these militaries, do you know what they're going to do? If you are all about your country, patriotism, now they have to change your mindsets about certain things. I don't want to go into that, the agenda, because my spirit doesn't sit well with me that I'll end up going off and on about this thing. So I'll put a pause here and then we'll talk about my main subjects I want to talk about. So I realized that the African military has the weakest form of military. Now we need a reform. Now we have to dissolve and build the African military again. Now, based on my ideas, let me give you how the Western military works. I'm in the US, so let me use the US for example. Now, if you join the US, the American military. Now, the American military is not all about your service to the country. It comes with benefits. Not only benefits, but it helps you stand on your feet when you're no more in the military. And the American military make you understand that you're not only serving, but you as an individual, you being a citizen, you matter to the nation. And they don't play. They honor, veterans. And, they have, if you are somebody who knows stuff, they have program for veterans that they help. But I'll tell you, in Africa, we don't have that. Somebody becomes a soldier or whatever position is serving in the military. And when they're done with their service, we don't honor them. It's so sad. So the African military needs a reform. And the reason why I say it's weak is, let's say something is going on in the country. The military is not strong. How are you going to stand against stuff, somebody invading to your country? It's been several times that if France wants to, find a way to build a military base in Senegal and, Guinea and the rest. How come the African government is so weak that they cannot stand on their own? And the reason why I say this is, nobody tells a king how he should rule his kingdom. If you're a king and somebody shows you how you should rule your kingdom, an outsider, then you're a weak king. And a kingdom that anybody can, come through. And you don't have laws and, regulations. And anybody can come to your kingdom just like that. That is not rather a kingdom, it's a jungle. Excuse my language. Now, African leaders need a military reform. We have to assure our young ones that when they join the military in whatever African countries, we have to understand, you have to make them understand that their service matters. And we have to, help them. We have to give them benefits as well. And we have to build our military to a extent that the people can say Africa has the strongest military. When something happens, the African military has to stand up. We should have a strong military. Now the African alliances, we have the weakest form of alliances in Africa. I would say Ghana former presidents and the African liberator, and he has Africa at heart. Kwame Nkrumah did his part when it comes to the African Union. Now the African Union from the 20th century to now is totally different African Union. The African Union have lost its priority. The African Union doesn't know their left and right. You know, they are sleeping. ECOWAS too is dead. ECOWAS is not more effective like it used to. Now we have to dissolve this African Union, dissolve this also ECOWAS. We have to tear it down and create a new alliances. This is my proposal, and I've been talking about it in the past about the alliances. You know, we have 54 countries in Africa. Cool. Now we have regions. We have West Africa, East Africa, North Africa, Central Africa, and all that, Southern Africa. This when, based on our region, we have to create alliances. So West African alliances, then you have Ghana, Nigeria, Senegal, Guinea-Bissau, and, other West African countries. Mali, different West African countries. We all coming together and form alliances. West African countries coming together. Mauritania and the rest. You're all coming together, form alliances. This one you have to make deals. So let's say Ghana is lacking something. Ghana can go to Burkina Faso for stuff. If Burkina Faso is lacking something, they can come to Ghana. If Senegal is lacking something, they can come to Mali. They can come to, Mauritania. They can come to Niger. They can come to Nigeria. They can come to other West African neighbors, Ivory Coast and the rest. This is what I'm talking about, West African alliances. East African alliances. Kenya can rub soldiers with Uganda. Uganda too can come to Rwanda. Rwanda can, come to Burundi. So what East African alliances, you all can, cooperate, work together. Other things you are lacking in your various East African countries and also West African countries, you all can come together and work together. Alliances. This is my proposal. North African alliances. Then you have Egypt, you have Algeria, you have Tunisia. You all come together. North African alliances, work together. Southern African alliances. You have South Africa, you have Lesotho, Namibia, and the rest. Botswana. Those in the Southern African regions. Zambia, Zimbabwe. You all come together and build alliances. African alliances. The reason why I'm doing this based on regions, hear me out. It's not I'm creating division among all African nations. No. Let me tell you something. Yes, I'm not saying we cannot work together. We can. Okay, let me make this example. A Ghanaian issue. Let me say this quote unquote. An Egyptian might not have solution to a Ghanaian solution. Nigeria's problem, somebody from Southern Africa might not have a solution to a Nigerian problem. I'm not saying they are ignorant. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying this based on region. This is my proposal, but you're here to also bring your proposal if you disagree. You don't have to agree with whatever I'm saying here. We all can exchange ideas. But for me, I think when it comes with alliances, this is the best way you can go about it. So based on regions, we form alliances and work together. And I come to this. So alliances should come with helping each other when it comes to problem. System, corruption and all that, we have to, educate ourselves. In the Western world, we have something called food program assistance. Then, based on this, we create a food program assistant, you know. So Nigeria creates this, Ghana creates this, Togo, Benin, you know, all those countries, West African countries, create their own food system program to help, you know, their people. So when it comes to the alliances, if I'm going to do a video, it's going to take the whole day. I have a lot of proposals that I can talk about. So housing, you can do that too. A whole lot of stuff that is beneficial to the African people. So the military too. We also have to have a reform as well. Somebody should not serve the country in vain. They should be honored. This when we have to do better as a continent. Now back to the military issue. Sorry to say this. Why should a foreigner or Westerner come to our continent, create military base, lure our young people that this military, we can give you good resources. Come and join our military. And, you know, after recruiting these young people go to America, USA, and different Western countries. Later, they turn their back against their country of origin. Now they don't have anything to do with their country of origin. Why? Because you have a government and a system that have failed their own people, their own young ones. I'm not saying the Western military is a bad people. No, it's their military, and they think that this is what they can offer to people who want to join. That's on them. But as I told you, my business is an African business, so I focus on things that relate to my people. So as somebody who's passionate about the continent and love the continent, this is the best I can come with. We should work on our military. We should work on our alliances. And let me throw this too. Our unity is not only about the continent's unity only. Look at our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Our Jamaican brothers, people in Barbados, Suriname, all those places. That's when we have to team up with our diasporan family, you know, because they have an ideas. Our Afro-American or African-American brothers and sisters who believe in Africa unity, you can team up with them. Those Pan-African soldiers who are African-Americans, can team up with them and work together. So that's my biggest concern. Our alliances in military. And from that too, I'm gonna extend my topic broad. I wanna hit down on sonship. You know, in Israel we have something called aliyah, rights of sonship or rights to, you know, especially if you're a descent. And even Europe has this. You know, I know other African countries have this. But I'm going to touch this on the aliyah. I'm going to term this as African aliyah, the African birthright sonship. And I know that Ghana government have done their part on that issue. So I don't know, you know, I don't only represent Ghana. Even though I'm a Ghanaian and Sierra Leonean, I don't represent only my nationality. I represent the African continent because I see myself as a son of the African continent. So African aliyah, African birthright citizenship. Ghana have done their parts. They offer African descents who were captured in slavery during the slave trade citizenship. So do Sierra Leone does. I heard that Benin Republic too is working on that. Burkina Faso too is putting stuff in a line to offer citizenship as well to Afro descendants who ancestors were captured in slavery. Now I want to extend this to the whole of Africa. This is when we have to make good use of the African aliyah. The aliyah in Israel is a system that help Israeli or people of Israeli roots to return back to Israel and then, you know, give them citizenship because bloodline, they offer citizenship to them. And yes, So I want to say this, African Aliyah, we have to offer citizenship to Afro descendants, not only some African countries. It should be the whole of Africa. Because when it comes with slavery, they didn't capture, enslaved people from only Ghana and only Sierra Leone. They captured some from Benin, Togo, Nigeria, even some part of Central Africa. Apart from that, so they captured some from Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Mozambique. We have to, work on their layer and give Afro descendants citizenship. And not only give them citizenship. Now, let me tell this. Sorry, some people might not like this. But sometimes to Afro descendants, the only problem I have with some of you, not all of you, is that when you get the African citizenship, what is your motive? What is your intention? Do you get a citizenship just to brag that, oh, I have a citizenship? This is my people. It's good. But let me put this in this day. When you get African citizenship, you're not only African by ancestry, you are by nationality too. And you own alliance to your African country you have citizenship with. This one you have to invest in that country. So if you're Afro descendants or African American, Jamaican, Afro-Surinamese, Bahamian or Trinidadian, this when you have to start invest into that African country you share citizenship with. Or if you think the African government cannot help you do that investments, team up with Afro descendants, your brothers in the diaspora and said, bro, some of us are business tycoons. Let us create this program, alliances that, Afro descendants, we are going to do investments into our various African countries we have citizenship with. Please, let us come up with something. But I'm not saying people are not doing that. Like, as I said, people are doing stuff we don't have no idea about. In the past, I used to join African Network on WhatsApp, and I can tell you this is that there's the youth have come up with programs that can help the African continent. But trust me, whenever you create an organization and you need people to partner with, people don't want to spend money on things that are of value. They claim that it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money, but little drops of water make a mighty ocean. When it starts with something, little by little, when you invest, when it's 100, you don't put 100 right away if you don't have the 100. You start from somewhere. So please, let us stop with the excuses. Let us do something. I'm not saying we are all a demigod or we are God. We can solve every issue. But a little we can do in our power. Please let us do. African military and alliances. This is my humble proposal and advice to you all. I'm a very visionary person, but for vision to work out, I'm doing my part, which is spreading the message. Am I putting things in line to help? Yes, but I have to inform other people too that I cannot do this on my own. I want to team up with other people that we can do this. So please, let us do our best. We are not saints, we are not, a demigod or a god, but whatever we can do in our power, let us do this. As always, Africa unites. As always, Uhuru Debele Ashe. One power, one love. One people, one love, one destiny, and one dream. We can do this together. Let us not look down upon ourselves. Africa have the can-do spirit. We are capable to turn things around. But our destiny, our plans and dreams, is all in our hands. We can do it. We are strong people. We are capable of. I believe in you, Africa. I believe in you, African child. I believe in you, African brother. I believe in you, African sister. I believe in you, African sons. I believe in you, African daughters. We can do this. Let us create a strong alliances. Let us create a strong military. Imagine Kenya has a strong military and is helping Tanzania. Tanzania has a strong military helping Uganda and other African countries. We all have a strong military helping each other. Yeah. Apart from that, we can stop these invaders coming to build military bases here and there. I'm out. One love. I love you all. Support this podcast. Keep it spreading the message. One love. My next video is tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll be talking about another subject too. I'm going to talk about agriculture, Africa's future in agriculture. So, the reason why I talk about agriculture is my ancestors back in Ghana and Sierra Leone, some of them were farmers. My paternal great-grandfather, who's from Sierra Leone, he was a rice farmer from Sierra Leone. So that's why this farming thing means a lot to me. Because I come from an African lineages, which some of my ancestors were Asaf warriors. When you talk about Asaf warriors, during those times when they were fighting against war, there were combats, they fight against, their enemies. So I come from a lineage which were Asaf warriors. I come from lineages which my ancestors are hunters. In Ghana, we call them Bobilo. So yeah, I come from a beautiful lineage. So I think that, when you pay attention to agriculture in Africa, it will help our economy. So I'm going to talk about that subject too. Please support this podcast. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the vibe. I appreciate the real people in here. Big up yourself. And I want to applaud the government of Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traore. Big up to you, soldier. Respect. And to the president of Botswana, sir, I salute you. And also the president in Namibia too is doing a great job. I salute you. And the president of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Big up to you, Mr. President. I equal to you, President Mahama. Well done, Moni Jumaye. Well done, Mr. President. Well done to the Foreign Minister of Affairs, Honorable Sam Okujeto Ablakwa. You are doing a great job when it comes with Ghana issues and African issues. You are doing a great job with this African reparation issue. I saw the PM of Barbados and some Caribbean leaders come to Ghana and talk about these reparation issues. Well done, the Ghana government. There's a saying in Ghana, in my Dagle tree. As I told you, I'm Ghanaian, Sierra Leonean. So in my Dagle, the tribe I come from, Akayan, in tree we said, there's a saying that we said, Doye Jumapa and a piano. So if you do a great job, we have to push you up. If you see somebody climbing a tree, we have to, push them so that they can, get, whatever they need to get from the tree, and whatever the person getting from the tree is going to be beneficial to all of us. So if you see a government in Africa doing something, please stop that propaganda nonsense. It's not every African government is doing stuff based on manipulation or selfishness or greedy. No, some of them are doing stuff for the people, but we might not recognize it. But please, let us recognize the real gold and real diamonds out of the fake ones. So if you see an African government doing a great job, do not pull them down, but rather push them. One love. I'm out. Peace.